This episode of Podcasts from the Past was recorded on August 15th, 1939. Please remember to follow Tim and Mike on Twitter at @Pilleri and at MichaelO'Haver1. And follow the show's page at Podcasts from the. We hope you like it, you sissies.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Tim and Mike's Entertainment Show, live here on KROW Radio in Hollywood. It is August 15th, 1939, and we saw The Wizard of Oz today. I am your host, Tim Pilleri, and with me as always is my trusty co-host, Michael O'Haver. Say hi, Mike.
Welcome everyone on the planet. This is going to be a beautiful episode.
Yes, we are reviewing the movie The Wizard of Oz, the spooky children's tale. And of course, that sound you hear is Glenn Miller and his orchestra with the hit single Over the Rainbow. And it is all over the radio right now, Mike. And it is the sound of your summer, 1939. And we'll get into it, but I actually like Glenn Miller's version better than Judy Garland's.
Yeah, he should have played Dorothy in the movie.
You think he would have done a better job than Judy Garland?
Yeah, slap a wig on him, and God, this is a beautiful version of the song.
It is. So we have a great show for you today. We are reviewing this very curious children's film, The Wizard of Oz, and we have some great guests here in studio today. We have one of the witches from the film. It's amazing. What a great booking. Thank you, Valerie. We also have one of the Lollipop kids here in studio, and his name is Jefferson Turnbuckle, and he is a classically trained actor. And just because he played a Lollipop kid in the movie, Mike, it doesn't mean he's going to come in here with a lollipop. I just wanted to let you know I got a case of them for him, just in case he wanted one. I noticed that. That's why I'm bringing it up. He'll probably be offended, just so you know.
He might want one.
On to current events. On June 17th, murderer Eugene Weidman was publicly decapitated by guillotine outside the prison Saint-Pierre in Versailles, France. And due to, and I quote, hysterical behavior, unquote, by spectators, it was so scandalous that France President Albert Lebrun has banned all future public executions. Now, Mike, what do you think about this?
First of all, spot on French accent.
Oui, oui.
I think he jumped the gun a little bit. Public executions are a necessity in our current atmosphere.
In France?
In France and in America, I think we should have public executions.
We can speculate on what they meant by hysterical behavior, but there's no real other details about it. That was the only quote.
From what I understand, if the cut is clean enough, there won't be very much blood, so I don't think it was a reaction to the blood, unless the cut was maybe crooked or, somebody pushed the button at the wrong time, and then possibly that could be the cause of the reaction.
Is that how the guillotine works, with a button?
No, I have no clue.
Okay. Oh, actually, we have a phone call, and it's from someone who says they were at the public execution.
Oh.
Hello, yes, you're on Tim and Mike's Entertainment Show. What's your name, sir?
My name is Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee, and so you were at the execution.
Yes, indeed. I happened to be traveling through France at the time, and I came upon a crowd that was forming, and it just kept growing, and people were gathering in the mass to witness an execution.
What was that like to witness?
It was very likely one of the most awe-inspiring events that I will ever see in my life.
Was there a lot of blood?
Oh, the amount of blood was
Yeah, what about that? It says hysterical behavior. We're not sure what that meant. It came over the AP that way. They didn't give any further details. What does that mean?
People were cheering. They were excited. They were really hoping to witness the most entertaining thing in the world.
So you had a great time at this public execution?
Oh, I would say it's very educational as to what a headless body looks like if you've never seen one.
How many have you seen? How old are you?
I'm merely 17.
So it sounds like what he's saying is the hysteria was from people's enjoyment of the execution, not from them being turned away by it.
Oh no, people love the macabre, especially in France. The macabre is becoming one of the most entertaining things outside of the Tim and Mike entertainment show, of course.
Of course. Thank you for clarifying. We appreciate that.
Yes, I am a fan of the show.
Oh, thank you very much. It's so nice to meet a fan.
Yes, you have splendid guests on an ongoing basis, and you're not willing to ask the tough questions.
That's right. No, we throw softballs all day. And you got a great voice yourself. Are you in radio?
No. I'm simply a young actor, I should say. I've done quite a bit of stage work.
Oh, well, if you're ever in L.A. or Hollywood, come on, pop by the studio. You have an open invite.
It would sound very good.
Well, let us know. Thanks for calling, Chris.
Of course.
Yes, thank you.
Gentlemen, have a lovely day.
You too.
Goodbye.
And on June 24th, the Siam government changed its name to Thailand, which apparently means free land. Now, isn't that bizarre, Mike? You know, a country just changed their name. Now, because it's called Thailand, which means free land, does this mean we can just go there and claim some land?
Well, I think what Thailand's trying to say by changing the name is that there's more freedom in their land. Come on down to Thailand, you can get away with whatever you want.
Well, I just think it's going to be weird now to call it Bangkok, Thailand, as opposed to Bangkok, Siam. You know?
Right.
It
Well, it's
sounds
gonna
weird.
take people a while to get used to Bangkok, Thailand. But once they realize that they can do anything they want there, maybe certain things they couldn't do in America, then they're going to be saying, hey, book me a trip out to Bangkok, Thailand.
I still think they're going to change it back.
My good friend Caleb lives in central Thailand, actually, so I'm going to have to change the addresses on all the letters I send him. He always complains about the heat there.
How hot does it get in inner Thailand?
The humidity brings it up to about 95, 100 degrees. In inner Thailand, it's just terribly hot, a terrible stench all of the time. I mean, it's like living in a swamp, essentially.
Sounds sweaty.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's absolutely horrible. It's all he does is complain about how hot it is on the inside of his thighs.
Now, on July 27th in Auckland, New Zealand, the first recorded snowfall hit the ground since records began back in 1853. What do you think, Mike?
I think that this world is entering an ice age, and there's really no turning back now. This is indicative of what happened to the dinosaurs. They were wiped out by an ice age, or some people say a meteor that created an ice age. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think let's say 1987, everything's going to be under a nice, thick sheet of ice.
87, huh?
1987.
So
you
far
heard it
from
here
now.
First.
Well, that's a good prediction. I mean, it's so far from now, it's tough to think we'll even, be alive, let alone doing the show by then.
Oh, by that time we'll have colonized the moon and several other planets. There'll be flying cars. Robots will be doing all of our work. It'll matter very little that we'll be completely covered by ice.
Would ice skates replace cars?
I think probably the robots that'll be around will be getting around on ice skates.
That would be scary, right? Like a demonic robot coming at you on ice skates? Just really fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I think about a lot. Demonic robots. There's something strange about them. I mean, do they have a soul? I don't know. And then you put one on ice skates. I mean, it's actually horrifying now that I think about it.
Yeah, keep thinking about it.
I think about it a lot. We've had these conversations off air, and, I appreciate you airing them out to the public, my fear of robots.
Mike loves hearing bedtime stories about how robots might dominate us as a people. So if you see Mike on the street, make sure to go up to him, later the better in the day, and just say, hey, Mike, robots, they're going to eat your brain someday.
Please do, everyone. Anyone that recognizes me, please approach me.
And finally, tonight, right down the street at the Grauman's Chinese Theater in beautiful and glamorous Hollywood, is the world premiere of MGM's film The Wizard of Oz. And of course, it doesn't open in theaters until the 25th of this month, but because you and I, Mike, are famous radio disc jockeys, we got to screen it this morning. Now, before we get into this movie, it's time to bring in our two guests who both worked on the film The Wizard of Oz. We have Gina the Witch and Jefferson Turnbuckle, a member of the Lollipop Guild. Welcome to Tim and Mike's Entertainment Show.
Hey,
Welcome
how's it
to the
going?
show.
Hello!
How's it going?
Oh,
It's going great.
thanks for having us, Tim.
Sure thing.
Yeah, whatever.
We're big fans of witchcraft.
Well, I wouldn't call it witchcraft.
Why are you laughing? What's so funny about that?
Well, you spilled my water earlier, so why don't you tell me what you're laughing about?
Oh boy, here we go.
You guys seem like you're bringing in something here, I feel like.
Oh, well, I didn't bring any candy, but maybe this lollipop motherfucker maybe did.
She's been like this all day.
Just happy. Just
Yeah.
really happy.
Yeah, she seems happy. What do you mean? What are you trying to say?
Oh, there's a switch. There's a switch, believe me. Yeah, we've been having some fun. The cast, you know.
Would you care to tell us any stories that happened on the set? I mean,
Well, it was
were all the witches involved?
Yeah, it was,
What do you prefer to be called? I don't want to misstep here.
just call me a munchkin, whatever.
Okay, there's definitely some rumors around town that you munchkins really know how to party.
Oh yeah.
Yep. We got a phone call from the manager at the Culver Hotel. He said,
Steve.
yeah, Steve called us up. He's like, you guys are missing some of the best parties that have ever been thrown in this fucking city.
Epic.
Get down here. But me and Mike never went. So what happened at these parties?
What didn't happen?
Me and Mike didn't show up.
Well, that's big mistake.
We big timed you.
Well, you know what they say. What goes on in Hollywood stays in Hollywood. And that's it.
There's been a lot of rumors, but let me tell you, women love munchkins.
Women hate dwarfs. I love the parties there, though. They're really, really a great time. And if you drink a lot of the champagne, all of a sudden, some guy will just come up and just snap your bra or want to take off your pants and ram you up the ass with a...
Yeah, it was me.
So are you saying you recommend these parties for other women, or is
They're
that
really a lot of
bad
fun. It's
thing?
classy. It's really a lot of fun.
Oh, it's a great time, Mike. You would love it.
Now, Gina, the unbalanced witch of the Midwest, are you the only normal-sized person at these parties?
Oh, you mean not a dwarf?
Yeah.
I prefer munchkin.
He always says that, but he's actually a dwarf because he's little and he's tiny and he's annoying.
I've had to deal with this all
I'm
week.
sorry, Tim. What was the question?
I don't even remember anymore. How did you become the unbalanced witch of the Midwest?
There was the Wicked Witch of the East and the Wicked Witch of the West, and I didn't know quite where I stood, actually, and they told me that they wanted me to be from the Midwest, and I told them that I don't know where I am, actually.
Oh.
Believe me, this is way better at about midnight. After you've taken some lewds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, Mike?
Right, yeah, Jesus. It sounds like you guys really partied dangerously there.
Yeah.
Can I call you Wicked Witch, or do you just prefer Witch?
No, I'm not wicked.
She's not wicked.
I'm very nice, and I have a very big, healthy family.
Yeah, what the fuck, Mike?
And in the
I'm sorry.
Midwest, we have Christmases and Thanksgivings, and I would say I'm Iowa. I'm from Iowa.
So you're
Southern.
the good witch of the Midwest.
South
I
Iowa.
would say that I'm quite pleasant.
Clean out your fucking ears, Mike. Jesus Christ.
Right. I apologize.
She's the unbalanced witch from the Midwest. What else do we need to
I
know?
don't know why people keep saying unbalanced. I'm I know exactly where I am.
So, are you a good witch, though?
I am well, I am not a pushover,
Right.
and I'm not evil.
Right. So she's good-ish.
I would say I'm right where I need to be.
Now, Jefferson Turnbuckle, what was it like putting your classically trained acting skills to work here, being a member of the Lollipop Guild, and how embarrassing was it?
On a scale of 1 to 10, an 8. Yeah, but I mean, it's Hollywood, you gotta do what you gotta do, when you're blessed with this small body, but, huge package. It's really, really tough having to play a little lollipop kid. Because I'm such a man.
Did you use your big package, as you put it, at some of these after parties that we heard about?
It's the talk of the party, really. I can almost stand up on it.
I have heard this about the Munchkin people, that they definitely are packing some heat.
Oh, yeah.
My first ex-wife dated Munchkins.
Was her name Vanessa?
Her name was Vanessa.
How did you know? Just figured?
Yeah.
Probably read it in the trades or whatnot. It's been all over the news.
Jefferson, walk us through what happens at these parties. We've just heard these stories, and we regret not going. But
it's crazy.
I heard these stories about people swinging on the chandeliers.
Swinging on the chandeliers.
Orgies.
Swinging on my balls.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Was everyone... Yeah, I mean, how many people were you having sex with per night?
At one time, there was 20 people in the room. 30.
Great. Why don't you brag about it?
I am. I'm doing that.
Yeah, he's bragging. Yeah. He's definitely bragging.
Yeah, I mean,
we're giving him free reign, open air to brag.
Yeah. Gina was involved.
Some
of the other Lollipop gang. I had this one guy. You got to listen to this. So I'm sitting there. It's me in between two chicks, like a little battery, and I'm just sitting there and just going to town. And then all of a sudden, this guy just swings up, slaps me in the face with his junk. And this guy, he's always the guy that takes the last thing at craft service. He's always trying to upstage everybody.
Jimmy, I think his name is Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy. He does our community a bad name.
He did my vagina a bad name.
Wow.
I think they call that the clap these. No.
Yeah, there's a lot of VD around that hotel.
Not that I got it. I definitely did.
Oh, no, you got it.
Okay, and it looks like we've got a call. Patch him on in, Valerie. Hello, you are on Tim and Mike's Entertainment Show. Hello.
Oh, God.
Hi, this is Jimmy. Jefferson, you backstabber.
Oh, this is Jimmy, the other Munchkin.
Yeah.
I prefer to be called an elf, goddammit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He has this whole elf thing.
You're trapped there, Jefferson, you bastard.
Like he's one of Santa's little
You're telling
helpers.
lies on the radio about me over there, Jefferson.
You telling lies about... Well, okay, so this is the Jimmy from the story. So, Jimmy, you're listening to the radio right now, hearing these stories that Jefferson is talking about you. And
You can't trust the words that comes out of that guy's mouth, I'll tell you.
So you didn't jump over me and hit me in the face with your junk.
You deserved that, you bastard, after everything you just did.
So I wasn't lying at all. See, this guy. He's delusional, even more so than crazy over here.
Oh, shut it.
So you prefer elf over Munchkin or little person or anything else?
Of course, that's what we are. We should all be called elves. And that's
Yeah, if you're a fucking idiot.
whoa.
Elf is Santa's little helper, not what I am. I'm a motherfucking Munchkin.
You're a bastard is what you are. You're a liar. You're a thief.
You're an
stealer.
idiot. You're a moron. You're a cocksucker.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness, there's a lot of hostility right here.
Jesus.
I am not a fairy boy, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, that's exactly what he just said you
He's a
were.
liar, a
Yeah,
thief.
you're a
Why do you
fucking
pick and
fairy.
choose? That self-hating dwarf bastard. He's probably got 3-inch heels on him if you look closely.
Hey, I'm not the one that needs to look any taller there. Elf.
Who's taller?
We both know you drink
I'm
the
taller by
horse juice,
3/4
too.
of an
He
inch.
drinks the horse juice to make himself grow bigger, too. You know, he hates himself.
Oh, I only hate you, Jimmy. You fucking
You're a
moron.
bastard. You're a come down there. You know
Yeah,
what
I wish you
Come right
would.
down
I wish you
there.
would come down here, you fucking little piece of shit elf.
I'm coming down there right now, you bastard. I'm coming down there.
Yeah, come on. Show yourself.
Oh, this is exactly what happened at the orgy. Lots of fighting and scrapping at each other's faces.
Yeah, it's a scene. It's a real scene.
Interesting. Okay, well, on to Wizard of Oz, the children's film. Now, in this charming film, based on the popular L. Frank Baum stories, Dorothy and her dog Tonto are caught in a tornado's path and somehow end up in the land of Oz. Here she meets some memorable friends and foes in her journey to meet the Wizard of Oz, who says he can help everyone return and possibly grant new friends and brains and courage and stuff like that. It was directed by Victor Fleming of 1935's Treasure Island fame and 1940's upcoming Gone with the Wind. Sounds boring to me. Gone with the Wind, like Gone with the ticket sales. You know what I mean? So The Wizard of Oz stars Judy Garland as Dottie, Frank Morgan as the Wizard, Ray Bolger plays the Scarecrow, Bert Lahr is the Cowardly Lion, Jack Haley the Tin Man, Billy Burke is Glinda the Good Witch, and Margaret Hamilton is the Wicked Witch of the West. And you guys are in the movie too.
Yeah, I'm fucking in the movie.
Yeah, Jefferson Turnbuckle, and now Gina, you're in the movie.
Yes, I am in the movie for sure.
I only remember seeing the Wicked Witch of the West.
Well, just because it got cut out doesn't mean that I'm not in the movie. I was in the movie.
So
Yeah, just tell her she was in the movie.
well, wow.
I was fucking the DP, and he made all of my scenes blurry. He made them all blurry, and then at the end of the day, they just cut them out. What am I supposed to do?
And me and the DP'd her.
You director of photography, her?
It stands for double penetration. One in the vagina and one in the asshole.
All right, so let's get into The Wizard of Oz, and we'll try to go in chronological order, or as close as we can get. So the first thing that jumped out to me was the sepia tone. Now, I was promised Technicolor, and so I was a little disappointed to find out that only most of the movie was shot in Technicolor. I kind of felt robbed by the beginning of the movie. What'd you think, Mike?
So it was kind of a shock to me to find out that part of the movie was in color, because you were making a big deal out of it in the theater, and I didn't notice a difference from the beginning to the end all throughout the movie. It all looked the same to me.
Isn't that crazy? Listeners of KROW Radio Hollywood, we've discovered today that Mike is colorblind.
You know what the tip-off was? They kept saying ruby red slippers, and I was just looking at those bright gray slippers on the screen and didn't know what the hell anyone was talking about for the first 45 minutes.
I thought Dorothy was very rough with Tonto in the beginning of the film. Does anyone agree that I thought she was rough with the dog?
You thought Dorothy was rough with Tonto.
I thought she was rough.
Oh, I think I see what you're doing here.
Do you see what I'm doing?
Yeah,
that was
she was
clever, Tim.
That's the kind of humor. That's the kind of humor. We like to entertain you
That's
here on
funny.
Tim and Mike's Entertainment Show.
That's rich. That's good.
So I liked at the beginning of the movie when everyone was just ignoring Dottie. Now, I would have ignored her, too, if some snotty little brat in a powder blue dress came running up to me, yelling about some dog bite and some lady, and, hey, crazy girl, go home. No one wants to hear your crazy shit.
Yeah, don't come running up to me in your light gray dress complaining about some lady wants to kill your dog. I could give 3 shits about it. I'm sorry, I normally don't curse on the air, but, she was very annoying in the beginning.
That actress is a real bitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In real life?
Yeah.
Wow.
Real difficult.
Well, I wouldn't call her difficult. I'd say she was dumb.
Good set of pipes on her, though.
Yeah.
She wouldn't come back to the hotel. It still pisses me off.
Well, she was a prude, that's for sure. She was a prude.
Now, when Dorothy's still in Kansas, one of the guys she talks to says, "Have some courage. Spit in her eye." Is that courage? I don't really understand how spitting in someone's eye is courage.
What she meant was spit in my brown eye. No?
You guys are filthy. Now, at this point in the movie, Auntie M says the word Jabberwocky. Now, Mike and I had a conversation about Jabberwocky off air, and I just wanted, Mike, you to reiterate what you were saying to me off air.
Yeah, we really got into it, and I think this is a racist term, right? Or it's a curse.
I mean, I think it's like silly. It's kind of like, oh, that's bullshit. You know, that's poppycock.
What's all this jabberwocking? It's it's a derogatory term towards the people that live in the Midwest. I mean, good witch of the Midwest, you know probably about this kind of stuff.
Well, it's hard being from the Midwestern region. I get called a Jabberwocky all the fucking time, and it really fucking pisses me off.
They call you a Jabberwocky.
Oh, yeah, they call me a Jabberwocky, and I would just be walking down the street in my ruby red dress.
And you have fair skin, so that's interesting.
Well, I have fair and olive-colored skin.
At this point in the film, Dorothy starts singing in her backyard. Now, does she always sing in her backyard?
Ugh.
Which?
Ugh, she's always singing.
Always, right?
Ugh.
I did definitely write down that everyone in this film seems incredibly emotionally unbalanced. They start singing at any given time. They make very rash decisions.
I would have to agree with you. Yeah, it's odd, right? Like, so Dorothy just starts singing right in the middle of her farm, and I mean, it's just kind of a weird song. Like, it's almost like she rehearsed it. I don't understand.
Well, this is what she does on the farm when everyone's ignoring her. She doesn't do any farming, as far as I can tell. Not in that dress.
No, definitely not. At one point, she falls into the pig pen and freaks out, screams and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy has to go rescue her, and he's terrified himself by that.
Yeah.
Pigs are scary.
They are. They're terrifying. Do you want to tell your personal pig story?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When I was a child, I was stuck in a pig pen myself. My parents would keep me in there if I was bad. They would say, "You're going to go in the pig pen." And they would send me into a pig pen for punishment. But strangely enough, they just kind of took me as one of their own. And I actually nursed from a pig for several years after that.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Life-changing experience.
So, I mean, I like Glenn Miller's version so much better than Judy Garland's, But I think it's funny that Dorothy Gale knows Glenn Miller's song Over the Rainbow. It's almost like this movie is taking place in real time. Like it's clearly a huge hit in Kansas right now, just like it is in Hollywood. You know what I mean? Isn't that kind of weird?
Maybe Professor Marvel was playing it on his radio in the caravan, or maybe she gets the radio there in Kansas.
Maybe. I wonder if that's possible. Do you think she listens to Tim and Mike's entertainment show?
Oh, she definitely does.
She would have to be.
We're huge in the Midwest.
Right, isn't that true?
Yes.
Okay, enough of this song. I like Glenn Miller's way better.
It's disgusting.
Now, I liked Mrs. Gulch, or Ms. Gulch, and when her music came on and she's riding her bicycle over to the Gale residence, and I was like, oh, okay, here we go. This is a fun character finally. We get annoying Dorothy. We get these people telling you to spit in each other's eyes. And now we got someone who's on a mission here. But the thing about it was, I often, her bike, right? Okay, she parks her bike. And I've just often wondered, as far as the construction of bicycles go, why male bikes and female bikes are the way they are. Wouldn't you think because of a man's testicles that the bicycle part should slope downward like a woman's bike instead of dangerously close, to his testicles if he ever slipped off? Am I wrong on this?
I think you're absolutely right. There's that kind of dip in the bars for women, but then men get this hard bar right in between their legs. It should be the other way around, unless they're afraid that if a woman lands on that bar, she could lose her virginity. I could see that.
I guess.
And that's a lot of, accidentally castrated men just to prevent a few girls from losing their virginity from riding a bike. I don't even think women were even allowed to ride bikes back then.
Or ride a man.
Ms. Gulch turns out to be a fucking bitch who tries to have Dottie's dog Tonto destroyed. And this cunt gets Dottie's aunt and uncle to agree. And they give Gulch Tonto to go have murdered. I mean, that's just crazy. That's like a worst nightmare, you know, as a dog owner.
They did mention that she owns half the county, so I think she's got the sheriff that signed those papers in her pocket.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And it's just crazy cruel for her to take this dog from this girl that loves it. She puts it in a basket.
Right. And then, of course, Tonto jumps out of the basket and runs back to Dorothy. And then
Tonto, that wily dog.
Yeah, he's a smart dog. And then, of course, there's this tornado that sends Dottie's entire house into Technicolor. Right, Mike?
Yeah, well, as far as I've heard, it sends it into Technicolor. But this twister was horrifying. I mean, it's ripping apart homes, it's throwing cows around in the air, and it obviously makes Dorothy hallucinate. And she starts going out of her mind during this thing. I don't know if you remember, she gets hit by that that window that was in her house. The whole window got thrown out, hit her in the head. And she starts seeing the witch ride around on a bicycle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, she was clearly still driving home.
Right, but she's flying around in the air. I mean, I think Dorothy's going nuts right here. She needs medication at this point.
I don't know. Not sure about that, Mike.
You think all these... Okay.
I mean, I think it was really her in the tornado. I don't know what you're talking about. She just left, and then a tornado hit. And then you're saying Dorothy saw her in the tornado, and you're saying it wasn't her. I don't understand why that wouldn't be her.
Okay, I mean, that's...
Semantics.
I see where you're coming from.
But holy heck, when Glinda the Good Witch arrives in the movie, from the Good Witch from the North, I was like, whoa. Wowza, this is a hottie.
What do you mean?
I do have to say, the first thing I said to you in the theater was, yowza, yowza, yowza. Look at this clam.
You actually think she's hot?
Oh, yeah.
Auga! Ow, ow, ow! Zip, zap, zip, zap, zip, zap. Gosh, she's pretty.
She came by the hotel one night. It was unbelievable.
Her teeth are crooked and she has bad breath.
Very sexy.
Well, she might look good on camera, but she's a fucking sleazy whore bag who smells bad. You should see her legs. They're hairy.
Some men find that attractive.
Mm-hmm. I'm one of them.
And you see a lot of women pretty much leg first.
I mean,
so that's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
you would just bang anybody.
Pretty much.
Now, Jefferson, I loved the Lollipop Guild. Seriously.
Thank you.
It was such a great moment when they came on screen, all the dance scenes and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But I was wondering, what benefits are there to being a member of the guild?
You mean in the world of the movie, or in real life?
I'm saying you're in the Lollipop Guild. Like, why would you be in a guild if there's no benefit? Like, do you get free health insurance or something like that? Like, what is the benefit?
Tim, it's a movie. It's just a song.
And someone please explain to me, like, so if this is Munchkin Land in the county of Oz, what state are we in? And would your physical address affect your payment of dues to the guild?
Tim, you're really diving deep into this. It's a movie. It was a song, words on a piece of paper, brighten up the movie, kind of make it fun. That's all it is. There's no dues.
So you're saying they're
Look
lying.
at little negative Nancy over here.
Yeah. So you're saying they're lying and there's no fucking guild. So
I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. I can make something up right
I'll
here.
tell you. I mean, why go see this movie if it's just full of lies?
Good point.
Did they manipulate your little voices for the movie?
Oh, no, that was all us. I'm a professional trained actor. I mean, you just turn it on like, oh, hi.
Whoa. Oh my God, the Lollipop Guild is here.
Welcome to Munchkinland.
welcome to the show, Lollipop Guild.
Oh, hi, Mike. Hi, Tim.
I got a case of lollipops for you.
Why would you bring that,
Yeah,
Mike? That's
see,
insulting.
I was telling him. I thought that would be insulting. Yeah.
I don't know why you would do that.
Yeah, that's really... Valerie, get them on it.
I guess in the guild you probably get really good lollipops.
Yeah, once again, it's a movie.
Well, I have had a lollipop while I was there, and it was great. It was delicious. It was laced with roofies.
Yeah.
And so then we meet the Wicked Witch of the West, who looks an awful lot like Mrs. Gulch, the cunty neighbor from the beginning. But she's nice to Dottie. She calls her pretty, like constantly throughout the movie, throughout from here and the rest of the movie. She's like, Dottie, you're so pretty.
Yeah, definitely a dichotomous character. She's way into Dottie and her dog Tonto, but then appears to be the villain in the film.
I'm sorry, guys. Did you not get the message of that? She's a lesbian. That's why she was so nice to her. She wanted to bang Dottie.
That explains the hat.
No, I thought all the dance sequences were just lovely. And I was really excited about when I saw the Scarecrow. I mean, he was just such a cool character. Just like dancing around. Mike, he reminded me of you. The way you're just kind of nimble with your body and kind of gangly. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fun for about the first 5 minutes. But then after that, every time I saw this silly son of a bitch slip around and slip and fall, and he couldn't walk 5 feet without having his feet go out from under him, it started to make me really sick.
Because it reminded you so much of yourself.
Because it was like looking in a mirror.
Right, they say that. Like if I heard another radio DJ who has like my same voice, like I'd probably hate him.
Oftentimes what you don't like about someone is what you don't like about yourself.
Right. Now, I loved the Tin Man in the movie. Now, this is everything I love about filmmaking. This Tin Man, he just looks so like perfect out there. Just a wonderful costume, and you know, obviously he gets oiled up right when he meets Dottie. I mean, it was just so inventive and just a cool idea, don't you think?
Right. I am curious as to Tin Man, though. Like, I mean, is this a thing? Are there Tin Men? Are there tin guys, tinsmiths that work on Tin Men?
Well, he's basically a robot, and I know this is kind of one of your fears.
So I hope this never happens.
Well,
I don't ever want to see Tin Men around.
It's already going on, clearly. This movie, we just established this movie takes place in real time.
What was he like on the set? I mean, did he come back to any of the Munchkin orgies, or?
Oh yeah. Let's just say everybody was getting lube jobs that night.
Boo.
Oh, they were.
Now, at this point in the film, Dorothy and the Scarecrow and the Tin Man, they were all like holding hands, and they were talking about lions or tigers or bears, and they were like calling for it. It was like they were like asking, like, please, a lion, tiger, or bear, show up right now. Like lions and tigers and bears. It was just so bizarre to me. I just didn't understand it at all. Mike?
Yeah, they're begging to get attacked by a lion, a tiger, or a bear, which I don't believe lions and tigers travel in the same habitat, so they're way off on a lot of different points.
Yeah, and that lion was a big pussy cat.
He was, really threatening at first, and then backed off right away. Dottie slapped him on the nose.
Oh, that was cool. I like that part. I thought the lion was probably my least favorite character, though. I hated the way once they first got to
Emerald City.
Yeah, that's right. When he was singing "If I Were King" or something like that. Oh my God, I wanted to shoot myself.
That song did last a very long time and went on just way too long.
It was really embarrassing.
And it didn't make a whole lot of sense because he's not really set up to be the hero or the king. How did that even happen?
Yeah, that was pretty lame, pretty weird.
Low point of the movie.
Yeah, big time for me. My favorite part in the movie was when Scarecrow had a gun.
Yeah. So after they leave the Emerald City, they're all armed to the teeth. The lion has a hammer and a net, which obviously would come in handy in the haunted forest. The Tin Man had a wrench along with his axe, and the Scarecrow just had a single gun, 6-shooter it looked like.
Yeah. Where did he get a gun?
I think they had it in the Emerald City. The Wizard of Oz obviously armed him with it.
He gave him the gun?
Worst person in that group. I mean, they could have given Tonto the gun. He would have been better off than the Scarecrow.
Right.
Well, there are secrets to that scene, you know.
What do you mean?
Well, one of the scenes that I was in, at some point, I give him the gun to protect himself.
Oh.
Yes, I am an expert at artillery.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yes.
They cut that
You
completely out
didn't
of the
do
movie.
much research, Tim. I know that you didn't.
Well, sorry.
But that's exactly what my role was.
They cut it out of the movie. What am I supposed to do?
Well, you didn't do enough research.
Well, if they didn't cut you out of the movie. Now, Mike, what else do you have on the movie?
I really like the outfits the flying monkeys were wearing.
Oh, yeah. Let's get into the flying monkeys a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of a horrifying little creature.
They were kind of scary, yeah, and they took the lion away, which I was glad at first, but they let him live. Yeah, it was really scary at one point when the Wicked Witch, she was like almost going to let the monkeys go eat all the, you know what I mean? She was going to let them tear them to pieces at one point. It was very scary.
Yeah. They were ripping the scarecrow's guts out and throwing them all over the place. That was horrifying.
Yeah. Now, Jefferson, I wish you wouldn't put that glass of water so close to the soundboard. Usually we have bottled water in here, but...
This is my special water. Can you just let me just do what I want?
Yeah, just don't spill it.
So stuffy in here.
Now, at this point in the movie, close to the end, once they met the wizard, I was like, oh, God, it's a message movie. Oh, my God. The worst movies ever made have messages like this. It's not the destination, it's the journey. You guys already have what you came here looking for. You don't need me. Fucking bullshit. I want a bigger house. I'm not enjoying the time now where I live in a really big fucking house. I want a mansion house. I'll be happy when I get that. You know what I'm saying, Mike? This is a stupid message.
What you don't like about this film is that it has kind of a positive message at the end, which you feel makes others probably not work as hard to strive for what they really want and believe in themselves.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay. I mean, I could definitely see that.
I mean, not in so many words, but it's annoying that it's like we go through this whole movie and then it's like, oh my God, the wizard isn't even going to give them what they want. What the fuck do we even do this for? But great twist when, when water kills the witch. I thought that was really cool. Another great twist when all the flying monkeys were all happy that the witch was dead.
Oh, they were obviously a slave people to her, yeah.
But we didn't know that.
A horrifying nightmare of a person.
But we didn't know that beforehand. We thought that they loved her, you know?
Yeah, well, she made them wear those little outfits.
Right. Now, what else do you have, Mike?
This is kind of a throwback to the beginning. But when a house falls out of the air and lands on someone, everybody's very nonchalant about it. Like, this happens all the time.
That is true. It might happen a lot in Oz. We don't know. I mean,
right, but it was like, oh, yeah, you killed the Wicked Witch with your house. Good job.
Yeah.
Like, that's not normal. That should not be a normal thing.
Everyone was happy about it.
Super happy about it, but also acted like this happens on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's true. It did seem like there was some very fast turnover between the witches in Oz. It seemed like there was a new witch, Wicked Witch of wherever, every other day, really. Is that how it really is?
In Oz?
If a house falls out of the air and lands on one of your kind, is that just par for the course?
It's a movie.
It is just a movie.
If you say so.
I don't get it.
Did you have anything about poppy seeds or something like that? You were filling my ears with something. God damn it.
Yeah.
The stuff you say to me.
When they're in the poppy field, I felt like that was referencing either morphine or heroin. I mean, is the Wicked Witch using heroin and morphine to get everybody all hopped up and fall asleep?
Yes.
And why does it make the Tin Man cry? He doesn't have a heart. Why is he crying in the first place?
He's just inexperienced with the drugs.
Oh, and
God, what?
oh my God!
Stop it!
Whoa!
Oh no! Here comes that limp-wristed
I was
elf.
coming down here. I told you I was going to come down and slap you in the face.
It's
Get out of
Jimmy.
here, you limp-wristed elf.
It's Jimmy. Oh my God! Oh whoa! Hold on!
Jimmy,
Get back!
stop!
Get back! Hold on!
Oh, jeez!
got this ladder here.
Get him!
Don't spill that water!
Thank you for listening to podcasts from the past. Amber Bollinger plays the Unbalanced Witch from the Midwest, Adam Souter plays Jefferson Turnbuckle, and David Flanick plays Christopher Lee and Jimmy the Elf. Follow our guests on Twitter at Amory Bollinger and at Adam Souter. Tune in next time or we'll hold your dog ransom.